Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Missing Gear. Matt, we're back. The Clash is back.
The Clash is back. Season 2 Dylan of Missing Gear.
Oh,
I'm excited. You know, there's a lot of great things that are going to happen this year in NASCAR. The schedule we talked about, all the changes. Wow, I'm excited. But we start off at Daytona with the Clash, which we just watched at the road course. Different from previous years, obviously. I think all the owners were complaining too much that they were spending too much money on cars for an expedition race.
Fuck them.
And we got, in my opinion, actually, a pretty good road course race.
Yeah. And I mean, all those teams were like fairly good. They got deep pockets. They can afford a wrecked car.
They're not.
Shut up, Roush.
Yeah. All right.
Well, maybe he should be a little pissed.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But in the end, road course at Daytona, they announced that before they were even going to race the road course last season due to COVID, and then before they announced they were going to run that in a week and a half from now in lieu of the Auto Club Speedway race, which is now going to be, I believe, the last race next year, which I think they moved that next year because I don't think they have the plans finalized and
something like that.
And I think with COVID protocol in California, I think
California
changed it and
very different than, let's say, South Carolina.
Yeah. So
but there was a race tonight, Matt.
There was a race tonight. In my opinion, like I said before, a good race.
It's really good.
Busch Clash, 35 laps.
Until a certain person made a final turn.
So, what? I mean, we got the race winner, Kyle Busch, obviously.
Yeah, he snuck on.
Snuck
right
on
by.
in on the last corner. Not even last corner.
Oh.
Chase Elliott was running hard. Honestly, put up a good fight there at the end.
Oh, he did.
I want to say that. I thought he was out of it. And then he came back in the back.
We all knew he was going to be there
at
the end.
Yeah, and he came in the back bus stop, and he was right on Blaney's tail, and he spun out Blaney.
Yep.
And, two bros, really good buds.
Mm-hmm.
Spins them out. So they're going to have to make amends, hopefully, before the season. Honestly, before tomorrow, because there's qualifying tomorrow.
In hindsight, I would have liked to see it, but basically we saw Kyle Busch go in front of both of them, and we were disgusted, so we turned off the TV and hopped on the podcast.
We were over it
right away. So
I would have loved to see either one of those two win.
Fisticuffs.
They put up a great battle at the end. We all know that. So, what are some of your takeaways from that race in particular? I got a few notes that I saw, but I'll let you go first. You can.
Kevin Harvick definitely didn't care.
Not at all. No, he got it.
Or at least I hope he didn't care because he had a rough day. Austin Dillon really sucked during the early part, and the man had prior experience on this track.
Yeah, a week and a half ago at the Rolex 24. Yeah,
that went well for him. Didn't hurt anybody.
Yeah, he at least hit all the turns.
He did.
Not like at the Rolex, and all of a sudden he
just went backwards.
Just turned right for some reason when you were supposed to go left. I don't know, dude. I can't get over how funny that was in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, he got up there, but he got up there through strategy. And
he did, through track position and pitting, which was good on the crew chief's part. But he held it for a little bit, but top 5 maybe, and then all of a sudden he shuffled back, and it wasn't really that great.
Chris Buescher was having himself a decent day. And then
he was doing all right
haywire
there
at the end.
Yeah.
Really did. Joey Logano was super quiet.
He had that incident right at the beginning when Keselowski pushed him into the turtle.
Mm-hmm. We didn't get to see some of our most fascinating racers for this season too. I mean, we got the Dillon brother instead of Bubba.
We got Ty Dillon, Ty Dillon in the 23, which it was enjoyable to see a new car on the track.
Mm-hmm.
I was very excited for that.
Sucks we didn't see the guy who's going to drive it all year.
Not disagreeing with you, but Bubba didn't qualify.
Also, we didn't see our two prize rookies and Chastain and Buescher, and obviously we didn't see Larson either.
Oh yeah. Do you mean Chase Briscoe instead of Buescher?
Oh shit! I mean Briscoe.
Okay,
My bad.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure.
Got Buescher on the mind.
Yeah, I know. I took a lot of things away from that race. There were a lot of locking up tires.
Yeah.
A lot. They mentioned it a lot, and almost every corner somebody was locking them up.
Truex too. Truex was having a good race, but
Truex,
he finally
he got screwed when the caution came out. He didn't go through the chicane, and then he went all the way back up to the front, and then he just honestly got into some mud and spun her around. Which I will say, how Daytona does a lot of things right. They definitely need to address that for the race in a week and a half from now. We don't need mud on the track. It was kind of fun watching them slipping around, though. Yep. I will admit. I mean, they were coming out of the bus stop, and they had their hands full with that car.
Fun for an exhibition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was good to see, but I think Daytona needs to do something about it. So lots of tires. Right at the beginning, really early, nobody had anything for Denny Hamlin. Blaney was up there and was kind of consistent, top 3.
Hamlin was definitely the class of the field.
But nobody could pass him. But once it got to that last stage of the race, you could really tell Chase Elliott figured out his car and was just running him down. And he had less tires. And I think that's how Blaney was able to pass Chase Elliott, was because of the fresh tires. I don't think if Blaney didn't have fresh tires, he didn't have a chance.
Oh, yeah.
Chase was running the show.
Yeah, no.
And we all knew that. I mean,
yep. I told
you
you
that. He won 4 in a row the last road courses. I expected him to win.
5 if you count this one.
If he would have won.
Oh, yeah. Shit.
He didn't win.
It's just so weird. Busch fucking went by.
I know.
Chase,
you just don't think...
He still finished second. Yeah, it feels like a Chase win. But then you think back and it's like, oh.
Shit, he finished second. Right. Yeah.
So, fucking Kyle.
Yeah. This is really a preview for the points race a week and a half from now, which we alluded to earlier.
Big one.
I mean, we'll talk about this more next week, but who really is going to have themselves a race a week and a half from now? Because we saw it. I mean, night race conditions are different from daytime, obviously, and you're going to have a lot more time to figure out your car. Nobody has raced since last year in Phoenix. I mean, there's been nothing going on. A little taste of the car. I mean, who is an early winner of that race? I mean, who got the most out of that race, I should say.
I did like seeing what I saw out of Truex.
Yeah, I think that, no, you're right. Truex, considering the season he had last year, which was not great for Truex, having the year he had the year prior in the 19, now going...
he had that top 3 stretch, but I mean, he only won 1 race.
Yeah,
he could have got it done so much more than he could have done so much more than he did last season. It was disappointment, but I mean, it's straight super speedway for the 500, and this was a road course. So I mean, he's never had any success on super speedways, really.
No, nothing over the top. He has some success on road courses.
He's actually worse than Busch at that aspect.
Yeah, I think he definitely is going to have a good race come a week and a half from now. I mean, we'll see obviously how it all shakes out, but I think he showed a lot of good signs. I think Gibbs in general, I mean, we didn't see Christopher Bell out there, but I mean, obviously Kyle Busch won the race. Denny Hamlin was doing great. I think Blaney is probably, in my opinion, second or third on road course racers right now. Obviously, Chase Elliott takes the cake. I mean, he was out. He would have won. He was right there.
Chase almost did.
And he started last. So, I mean, Chase Elliott is still, I think, the road course ace. And obviously, in my opinion, still the favorite to win that next Daytona road course race. But out of anybody who's going to put up a fight, I think Ryan Blaney or Denny Hamlin are the two. Or Joe Gibbs as an organization has a very good chance to put some speed down on the track. Well, so it's the start of 2020 NASCAR season. We haven't got to qualifying, duels, any of the Xfinity truck races this weekend, or the 500.
Just getting started.
So I want to hear, what are 5 things you're hoping for this year? And out of one of those 5 things, I want something to be, like you said earlier, nuts on the table.
Nuts
Lay
on
it
the
all
table.
out there.
All right.
Lay it all out there with something that's outrageous that you think could happen.
I got this. So, first off, obviously, I want a Ryan Blaney breakout. He was one of probably the 5 best drivers of the regular season last year, but he only won 1 race. He could have maybe got 2 or 3 wins in that regular season, but then he just completely fell apart in that first round of the playoff. Just god fucking awful.
Really was. He really fell apart that first round. He didn't even make it to the second. Austin Dillon made it to the second round. He didn't even make it.
That's what I was going to say. Oh, my God. It was horrible.
Okay.
So I think
Blaney
he has...
breakout. I could agree with you on that. I really am hoping for Blaney to break through his one win a year phase.
Yeah, he's got
break through and finally get like 3 good wins, make a run in the playoffs. Exactly. I thought he was going to last year. He didn't. I was way off. But I hope something big from Blaney this year.
So I am just Blaney, hoping to God this is his breakout, praying. And then I'm really excited for Ross Chastain and Chase Briscoe, especially Briscoe. He's going to be in a playoff team. I mean, Clint Boyer made the playoff last year.
Yeah.
Clint had a pretty decent season. You know, we kind of bully him for never winning. But Clint had some good performances. He had a good team, good backing. Stewie Haas makes money.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Ross Chastain, just because I feel like if Ross Chastain can find his way up into the field late in a race, he's such an aggressive driver. He's got a puncher's chance of winning.
He does, and that was very evident last year in a lot of the Xfinity races. He was top 10, top 5 all season. He just couldn't get a win. He was being aggressive as much as he could. Couldn't just break through. He had a hump, and he just needed another step to get over it. And I'm really hoping, like what you're saying, that he can do well this year and maybe get a win. I would love to see it.
Yep. It's like that Mark Wahlberg boxing movie where there was like a fight in it. I don't remember the movie or any of that. But there was a fight in it, and he basically lost 11 rounds in a row. And then they got to the final round. One good punch knocked him out. The announcers were just making fun of him, talking about how he's done, how he's shit. And then boom, it's like, oh, he's back. He's back.
One good hit.
Yep, just all it takes. Yep. One good restart, and he gets up there through strategy, and I think he could steal a win. Honestly, if I had to put money on which one of them wins a race first, I might do Chastain just because he'd be the underdog, and I know he can.
And Chastain does have some more Cup experience.
Yeah.
With filling in for when Ryan Newman was gone, he had some there. Not a lot, but let me tell you, even some laps is better than no laps. So.
Shit ton of experience in NASCAR overall. My third, I love this one. Matty D running it back. He knows he's only got one more season this year in the Wood Brothers in the pseudo Penske equipment. And he's going to be able to practice sometimes this season. I mean, it won't be like
it's not going to be regular
like a normal
schedule,
season. But, I mean, he's spent a whole year with this team. He was competitive last year. He made the chase. I'm expecting him, not the chase, the playoff. I'm expecting him to make the playoff again, and I really want him to win, and I need him to win because he's going to have to find a fucking job. You know, he just got he's got the eviction notice.
He kind of did. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. He got the eviction. You're out at the end of the year. And I will say, I think on that regard, I think it's good and bad that Penske announced that as early as they did.
Mm-hmm.
And to break off on a little tangent here, it's good for Matt to know, all right, I got a year, try to get something, try to make something happen, try to get another ride. And it's good for us and Cendric to get into that mindset of, all right, I'm going to go Cup next year, I got to prepare for that. But at the same time, it's kind of like, man, you kind of just kick Matt D in the balls.
Yeah, you know it's the end. We're going to know it's the end all season.
You know the whole season that this is it. This is just a one-year thing, and I don't know what's going on next year. But it's good, too, because then you can start conversations early with maybe you should get a ride sooner, who knows. But
your transition driver. But, I mean, he's got a whole year to figure out a ride situation. And, I'm really hoping for the guy. My fourth thing, Boyer in the booth.
Boyer in the booth.
Boyer
I'm excited
in the booth.
for that, too. We'll get to that in a little bit, too.
Oh, yep. He's going to be awesome. I'm sure of it. And my nuts on the table.
Yeah, here we go.
Let me just flop them on the table for you.
He didn't. That's disgusting.
Ryan Preece. He's only got enough sponsorship for 24 races of the 36. They took away the man's charter. They took his gerb. Sort of.
Kind of.
Borrow a South Park reference. He's got 4 super speedway races.
Here we go.
He's got 4 super speedway races and 6 road courses. Now, JTG kind of sucks, but their one win ever that they had was a road course win with the dinger.
The dinger.
The dinger. And Ryan Preece ran pretty well last season at the road course, at least like late in the year. I remember he got like a top 10 or 2 during the playoff when you'd think drivers would be like driving at their best. I mean, he's got those 4 super speedways. If he can at least run 8 of those races, because, I mean, he doesn't have a charter. One good run, that's all he needs. Ryan Preece is going to win a race this season. I am just confident in it. He's going to make runs. I think of all these like weird bottom feeders that randomly have good weeks, he's one of the best.
He easily could. At one of the 7 road courses, he could.
If I wanted to hedge my bets, if I wanted to only put one nut on the table, I would just say JTG is going to win a race so I can get those Stenhouse. But you know what? I'm so confident in my boy Ryan Preece. And the fact that they spurred him and Stenhouse is the one with the charter and my boy Ryan Preece doesn't have one and he's only got 24 races of sponsorship, he's going to win a race. Nuts on the table.
All right. There it is.
All right. You got 5 things?
I got 5 things.
All right. Hit me.
One thing I'm hoping for this season is a breakout of the new teams in the sport. 2311, Trackhouse, Spires fielding 2 cars, so I'm hoping both those cars can do something even to build towards next year with the Gen 7. And Live Fast with the somehow unbelievably tandem of BJ McLeod and Matt Tiff. Still don't ask me how that worked. Don't know. I'm hoping for big things. I'm hoping
BJ McLeod is the fact that his name is BJ.
Okay, Dylan. I'm really hoping that they got breakout years. I hope they can maintain sponsorship. I hope they can run well. I hope all the best for them. I want new teams in the sport. I want success from those teams because I want to keep them in the sport to retain the field, to keep it where it's at. Another thing I am hoping for this year. I'm hoping for Kyle Larson to have a bounce back year. I want him to go out there and win a race or 2.
Nice for him to be in the sport.
Kind of just build his reputation back. He had the incident last year. Obviously, we don't condone any of that, but he came back and he went through the training. I think he has learned from it, and I think given the situation, that's really all you can ask for him. Obviously, not good for him to say that, but I'm hoping that he can bounce back, build back his reputation, get some sponsorships down the line, and can have a good season. Hopefully, make the playoffs. That'd be great. Number 3. You took one from me. I really am excited for Clint in the booth. I really am. After the interviews he's done, his Xfinity races he's commentated for, I am excited for him in the booth. I think the first race, and I'm going to bring this up a little early in the Clash, he's a little shaky up there. I don't know if the nerves are getting to him a little bit. It's a bigger stage. It's not just an Xfinity race. But I could tell there was a little shakiness, but I think he'll come around. He'll come around, and I know he will. He's a funny guy.
I'm thinking
he's already had a good few one-liners in there, so he's made it more enjoyable to watch.
Couple races in, we're at a random 1.5. It's 2:30 on a Sunday, and he's probably just getting over whatever he did on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And then boom, we're gonna get the best Boyer we can.
I
can't wait. And then, I mean, little off topic, but we're talking about the Clash. Boyer looked pretty good
he did
in a dress shirt.
He sure did.
Tie. A little better than Gordon.
Oh, that's true.
Gordon's getting a little soft.
Yeah,
a little soft in the midsection. So I had a boy Clint.
Yeah, boy Clint.
At least for now.
You're right. Number 4 that I'm hoping for. I am hoping that RCR, and in particular Tyler Reddick, can turn that organization around and can get that bow tie back in victory lane and not have Silver Spoon Winesack win a race.
Amen. Praise Christ.
Praise Christ.
Praise Christ.
And number 5.
Nuts on the table.
Nuts on the table. I'm hoping that in 2022, or this year, but for 2022, NASCAR announces a fourth manufacturer for the Gen 7 car.
Ooh.
That's my nuts on the table.
Nissan coming to NASCAR?
I don't know. Ooh. Nissan, BMW, who knows? Honda, maybe? Don't know.
Tesla going to come out with a gas just to get in it?
Just to get in, yeah. That would be cool.
That would be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Imagine, yeah, ooh.
That would be sweet. But that's what I'm hoping for. That's really my nuts on the sack. I would absolutely love to see that. I don't know if it's going to happen. There's been a big rumor mill the last 4 years, ever since Dodge left, honestly, that we need a fourth manufacturer. Well,
yes.
If you're going into Gen 7, now's the time to do it. In my opinion, I think now's the time to switch.
I'm hoping.
I would love to see it. No, it's my nuts on the tack. Nuts on the tack. Nuts on the
nuts
table.
in the sack before, too, and I was loving that. I was loving that. But the nuts on the table.
Nuts on the table.
Oh,
that's what I'm hoping for.
That's great. You want to talk a little news?
Let's talk some news. So we already kind of talked Clint in the booth, which was on our notes, and I think that's great. New teams in 2021. We were just talking about this before, too, but I had unrealistic expectations, in my opinion. What are your realistic expectations for all these new teams? What do you think they're going to do this year? Will they be able to financially sustain going forward? And really, do you even have expectations for them? Or you just think they're going to go out there and hopefully they qualify?
So 2311 is probably, they are the big one. And they're probably the ones that, even though they're super new, they have the most expectations. They have the Gibbs Alliance. They have a former Gibbs development driver and Bubba Wallace, who's got all the money in the world getting thrown at him.
Yes, between so many sponsors are coming to him. DoorDash, Columbia, all these great companies are like, please sponsor me. And him getting a sponsor, not a worry in the world. After what happened last year, they're just throwing the money at him.
But
which is great for the sport. He's
going to need to perform sooner than later to keep up with all those sponsors.
I agree. And I think last year he did with what he had. He performed with what he had at the time, right? I think
he did all right.
He did good for Richard Petty Motorsports Equipment, right? Now that's a testament of what Eric Jones can do this year, because really they kind of flipped. Eric Jones was bottom feeder JGR anyway, right? Yeah. And that's kind of what Bubba's going to be.
But
and now they switch, right? They basically flipped roles. But Bubba's at a totally new team. And I'd like to see – I want to see some early success, but really I think everybody's kind of on the same page of this year is just a building year. We're hoping for next year, and we'll see where we're at.
Ideally, I guess what you'd want is what Chris Bell was last year, where towards the end of the season, Chris Bell, you were starting to see him one way or the other get in the top 5. Oh, he finished in the top 10.
Yeah, he made his name, and even during the race, he was running up top. Even that – is, hey, he had a good race. Even if he finished 12th, hey, he was in the top 5 this race. That's a good race. That's publicity. That's in the news, on the television. They're talking about you. That's good for the sponsors, and that's good for the team overall to know, hey, we can do this, man. Yeah. I think they need confidence early in order to get through a bad spot, which will come probably mid-season. Because if they can get through the first few races and even a top 20 for them, I think that's going to be confidence of hey, we can do this. We can make this happen, to just keep building and building, and then break through one race, and then there you go. Then they got all the confidence in the world, and they can do it.
2022 is when we should start trying to expect some wins from them. But this year we're just looking for a good run.
Yeah, we're looking for good runs.
Yeah, and honestly, the other teams, it's nice that there are new teams in the sport, but I'm not getting my hopes up too much for a lot of them. I don't think Justin Marks' team, who is it, Trackhouse?
Trackhouse, yes, Trackhouse.
I don't think that they're going to do much.
I don't think Trackhouse is going to do a lot either. I really don't.
Yeah, and then Spire, they're not a new team.
Spire's not a new team, but they have a new car. They have another car. They have a third charter that they lent to Trackhouse, if I believe correctly. I could be wrong with that, but I know they have 3 and they lent one. I want to say 2 Trackhouse. I know they're still building for 2022. But this year they're fielding 2 full-time cars. Last year they just had the 1 in the 77. And now they have 2 full-time cars. So I think I'm not saying they're going to go win a race, but I'm saying there's more expectation for them to at least have sponsorship all year. They don't need to. I mean, last year they just had the black 77, and I mean that just kind of looked dwindling out there, running laps. I mean, it wasn't really great for the sport, in my opinion. I'd rather not see that car on the track if it's just going to be a black car. I'd rather, if they don't have a sponsored, I don't know if I'd want them on the track. In the end, it's still good to have them out there, but
Oh yeah,
my opinion. And Live Fast, boy, I'll be honest, I'm not expecting anything from them. I don't know if they're going to last.
no, I think that they're in their farewell season.
Their first and their last.
Yeah. Yep.
Was it Live Fast?
Live Fast. I know Go Fast is.
Go Fast. Go Fast. Sorry, Go Fast.
Is
they're in their
just-
farewell season.
yeah.
Well, because last year they had 32.
They sold their charter, I think, too. I think they're just trying to.
They did, and now they're only doing a part-time gig this year, and I mean it's just
There's
not,
Super Speedway.
Yeah.
We're gonna
just-
trot out Terry Labonte.
Yeah, that's really it.
20 years after Terry was toast.
Toast, absolutely toast. Bobby ran a few for that team though.
I know Bobby did. I mean, that's when you can really tell that they're at the end.
Yeah.
Bill Elliott was doing that too, and it's always nice to see Awesome Bill, but I mean, Awesome Bill stopped being awesome in like 2005.
That's absolutely correct.
Now he's just awesome off the track.
He is.
He hasn't been awesome on the track since like 05.
I'm not disagreeing with you. So let's. There's still plenty to talk about in the news wise, but I want to kind of keep moving. Kyle Larson.
Oh, you want to talk a little Kyle Larson?
I want to talk Doghouse.
Ooh,
Kyle Larson.
all right.
But I want to have the discussion. So we're going into the new year. We euthanized everybody last year. Brand new.
No, we actually forgot to put people in.
We're gonna ignore that, Dylan. We're just gonna say we euthanized them. Okay, we euthanized them last year.
Euthanized everyone in the doghouse.
Coming into the new season, who is your immediate driver in the doghouse? I'm going Kyle Larson, but this is up for debate.
So, I mean, okay, Kyle Larson did a bad thing last year.
He did.
Undeniably
bad
thing.
thing. We're not disagreeing with that. Bad. Very bad.
But I feel like other drivers have done far worse and gotten way more away. The worst thing Kyle Larson did was do it in the climate that we were in last season. Which, it was a horrible thing. But, I mean, the man did get suspended and then suspended indefinitely and then suspended by his team and then let go. And he lost an entire year. Like, a whole season of, like, his prime. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, he was entering his prime. He was definitely going to make the playoff, win a couple of races, and probably get to the top 8.
Yep.
Round to 8.
Yep.
So, I mean, like, if you just said the N-word with, like, 3 races to go and he got fired and everything, yeah, we're throwing him in the doghouse to start this year. But, I mean, he lost an entire season.
Okay. No, okay. Well,
I mean,
I'm not, that's a very valid point. So, my next question to you is, who are you putting in there?
so naturally, I want to put Ryan Newman in.
Well, I agree, but
I
we
mean,
can't keep him in there.
Yeah,
He's going to be in there until he retires.
This is, I mean, we're going to have to euthanize him.
We both know that's how that's going to work. I mean, he's like a permanent doghouse.
I mean, he's not getting out.
No.
He's either winning the 500 or he's not getting out.
Ever.
You think he's showing up for the other 35 races this season? I don't.
I don't either. No
So
way.
he's either winning this week or he's in there this whole season, and he's probably in there another season. He's got a lot of fucking sponsorship money, and I don't know how he has sponsorship money because the man hasn't won a race since 2017, and he hasn't won like a relevant race since 2013 when I think he won the Brickyard or something. But I mean, he won a random Phoenix race in 2017,
yeah.
and that was it.
That was.
Roush is toast. Can we throw Roush in there?
I don't think we
I
can.
fucking hate Roush. They got to go away. Teams should just retire. I mean, what are they trying to go for? Are they trying to be the new Wood brothers, where like they're just gonna run for 1,000 years, and then
keep running
and then
there?
hopefully Penske's just gonna kind of unofficially take them over?
Yeah, maybe.
Is that what they're going for?
It could be.
I mean, Jack, retire.
Jack
to
is
the
getting
beach.
pretty old. Actually, a lot of the NASCAR owners are getting pretty old.
Oh, they're all in their 70s. And they're all worth $1 billion.
I know.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I know.
They're worth, like, all of them are worth as much as, like, the indivial Frances.
Oh, yeah. Good way to put it.
They're all, like, billionaires.
They're all worth a lot. I'm not disagreeing with you. Okay, so who are we putting in there, Dylan? We can't put Stenhouse in there either. He'll be in there for
I'm
lifetime.
throwing Austin Dillon in there. Because Austin Dillon, like...
We're going to euthanize him, too.
The motherfucker... Well, no. He usually makes us mad and gets his way out. Remember he got out last season?
Last year.
Yeah. So I'm going to put fucking Austin Dillon in there. Just because he had a bad performance at the Rolex. I think even he would say it was a bad performance at the Rolex.
People who don't watch NASCAR knows he's not good.
Yep. And I floated this idea while we were watching the Clash, Matt, where it's like, maybe Austin Dillon isn't the best Dillon brother. Maybe because he got in to Cup first because he was older, he got into the 3. And even though we all hate that he's in the 3 rakes in all the money because the 3 is still the 3.
Yep.
So
he can thank other people for his success because he certainly didn't do a damn thing to earn it. And we've said that before in this pod, and I think we both will agree. We're going to keep preaching
we
that.
fucking hate him.
We hate him.
He can come on the pod.
We're
not going to change.
No.
No, we're going to go at him like no other.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's...
So Austin Dillon's in the doghouse.
Austin Dillon is in the doghouse. It's official. Which I think last season you said you couldn't wait for us to come back so we could put him in right away.
That's a good point. Yeah, well, he's back in. Well, there's that. So the upcoming race this week, obviously, we all know, is the 500. In my opinion, one of the very interesting topics around this is the entry list going into this race. I have it pulled up. I'm going to read it off quick. There are a lot of drivers that are trying to get in of the 40 spots. And honestly, this is, in my opinion, I mean, every 500's like this, but this year it just seems like there's a lot bigger names. Maybe I'm wrong, but...
A little bit. I mean, Josh Bilicki's in this, dude.
Yeah, I know. So, we have the good old Quinn Houff.
The Birdman.
The double O. Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Larson, Ryan Newman, Corey LaJoy. All those should be locks. They'll show off charters. Tyler Reddick,
Except
Chase
Corey
Elliott.
LaJoy, right?
No, Corey LaJoy in the 7, I believe, is charter.
Really?
Yes. It should be. Hold on. Lost my spot. Here we are.
Amarola, Denny.
Yeah, well, because 7's the other Spire full-time car.
Ah. But he's not running full-time, right?
Yeah, he is.
He is?
Ooh, maybe not.
I don't think so.
Maybe not. I thought, maybe not. Eric Amarola, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Garrett Smithley, Chase Briscoe, Derek Hope, Kaz Gralla, Chris Buescher, Kyle Busch, Mark Truex Jr., Christopher Bell, Matt D., Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Austin Cindric, Michael McDowell, David Reagan, Ryan Preece, Anthony Alfredo, Cole Custer, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Alex Bowman, Cody Ware, Josh Bilicki, Joey Gase, Noah Gragson, Jamie McMurray, BJ McLeod. I was going to try to put emphasis on that, and then I was like, I'm going to sound stupid if I do that. And then I had a moment of, shit, I got to find a way to back out of this. Anyway, I was just being stupid. Ty Dillon and Daniel Suarez. A lot of people aiming to get in. A lot of people. I want to know, out of all those drivers, who do you think is not going to make it?
Not going to make it. Ooh.
Out of the people who don't have charters, because obviously if you have a charter, you'll make it.
So I hate this because I'm looking at it, and he's a Wisconsin native, a fellow Wisconsinite. But I just don't see any way, besides COVID coming in and wrecking the field, that Josh Bilicki finds his way in.
I mean, he's in because he's a charter team. Rick Ware Racing's a charter.
God damn, I'm having a bad podcast. You can really tell that I haven't done a lot of research since last season. This is rough for me. So I guess Josh Bilicki is getting in.
Yeah, Josh Bilicki should be in.
So I think Jamie Mack and...
That's fair.
I'm going to say Derek Cope are probably going to get in. I'm saying that they're going to get in.
They're going to get in. Yeah, okay.
And then I like Anthony Alfredo's chances just because I saw him in Xfinity and I saw him do pretty well. I would have liked to see him like have a full season in Xfinity, I guess.
Yep.
But it's nice that he's running the 500. I hate Suarez. I'm just going to ask you straight up, is he a charter?
Who's that?
Suarez.
Yes.
Yeah, god damn
He
it.
should be.
God damn it.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, man.
Because that's the one that Spire owns, and Trackhouse is using it, the operator.
I could see Austin Cendric in the 33 struggling and not making it.
I could too for some
So,
reason.
yeah.
You know, I was thinking like, man, he might not make
Like,
it.
he was okay at the Xfinity level.
Like plate racing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, he had that great, like, Daytona summer race.
Yeah.
Which I fucking loved because it was the weirdest, like, race, the weirdest plate race
Yeah.
I think I've ever seen. But, like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's that good just right away moving up to this level, especially I don't think the 33's equipment is going to be that great.
Yeah, that's fair.
What is that? Is it still Circle Sport? I have no clue, but I don't.
Which one's that?
The 33.
Oh, that's Penske.
Oh, Penske is running a
Penske's-
fourth car for this?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. That's a Penske car.
Whoa, I'm going to be interested. Just honestly, the most intriguing part of Austin Cendric running the 33 is seeing the number design for the 33 because
That's a good point. I didn't even think they didn't
They
release any
yeah, they just have the
images
2
or anything. So I think his sponsor though is
and 1.
Verizon. They did announce that.
Ooh, I
from what
did
know.
like way back in the day, Justin Allgaier's Verizon number 12.
Yeah.
In the Nationwide, back when they called it the Nationwide.
Nationwide, yeah.
I want to.
I think that David Reagan might not make it.
Ooh, but David Reagan is a good plate racer.
I agree.
That was the
and
only thing he
it's
was
the only
good
thing
at.
He had, but man, there's something I don't think he's gonna make it.
But I'm also looking at this and I'm like, the only thing Derek Cope ever did was win the 500.
It's fair, yeah.
So it's like, am I going to bet against him? And I think Kaz Grala is a good racer, but honestly, I don't think Kaz Grala is going to be good at a plate race.
Yeah, that's fair.
At least not with the limited experience he has. So I'd feel pretty confident saying Garrett Smithley and fucking Kaz Grala aren't going to make it. Although, fuck, Garrett Smith. Jermaine went away, though, right?
Yes, they
So,
did.
okay, so that's not a charter. So at least I got one right?
You're correct. That one's
Thank
not a charter.
God.
That one is not a charter.
It's been a rough hour on that.
Because Jermaine sold their charter.
Yep. Thank you, Jermaine. I got one right.
You can't. Yeah.
So who are you thinking? You got any other thoughts on it?
Man, it's tough. I mean, it's you look at it and you think, man, they all could make it. I don't know if Noah Gregson's gonna make it. I don't know. There's something about it that I just don't.
You might wreck some
can't
people at
see
the
it
duel who might
happening.
get pissed off and just fucking
I don't think Ty
slap
Dillon's
Kyle
gonna
Busch.
make it. There's something about it that I just can't.
Yeah,
see
I don't
that
think
working.
Ty would.
Yeah, it's just something that I just don't see that happening either.
Now, Matt, before we do any more 500 talk, because we're going to get to our predictions, have you taken a close look at the schedule recently?
Yeah, I have. Why?
So right after the Phoenix race, on March 21st, it's a Sunday. They're going to Atlanta. Now,
Yeah.
we all know how you feel about Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I was a little more positive about Atlanta. Do you know who's sponsoring the Atlanta race?
Who? Dylan, who?
Quick Trip. With a Q.
Ah, fuck Quick Trip.
With a fucking
Fuck
Q.
those guys. I hate no.
Oh.
Fuck Atlanta. I'm not going to that race.
First
Boycott.
off, oh Christ, oh God, I'm disgusted as well as every other Wisconsinite should be. Oh
Disgusting.
my God, with a Q.
Ew.
The shittiest Quick Trips are the ones with the Q. You got to get the K, the W-I-K. Quick Trip.
Quick Trip.
A fucking Wisconsin institution. They run our state.
They do. No, honestly, that's the best way to put it. They run our state.
They run our state. They're our Amazon to what like Washington and Amazon are, they are to us. They're everything. They're
That's
all
a
we
good way to
have
put it.
in this little fucking in Cheese Dick, Wisconsin.
It kind of is our only way to put it.
So I just hope Matt Kenseth like hops in the 77
Just
and
comes back.
wins
and,
that fucker.
Yeah.
Balicki. He's got a charter car. Come on, Balicki.
All right.
Do it for Wisconsin.
Let's
Back to the 500?
yeah. Let's get to our picks.
Ooh,
So, fuck, crapshoot regardless. But you know what, Dylan? We're tied.
100%. Oh, new season.
New season. We're tied. We're both at 0.
New season.
Since I won last year, I'm gonna let you go first. But before we do our race picks, it's the new season. Who was your driver to win the regular season points?
Shit, man. I didn't think of this at all. But, okay. So I will say, last year we saw Kevin Harvick dominate because his team, they've been together for a long time. Rodney Childers is the best. Kevin Harvick is the best.
One of the best, yeah.
And they just got it all together. So I think that in the regular season, he might not be as just fucking dominant as he was last year. And honestly, I'm leaning a little towards maybe Hamlin, but I'm gonna go Harvick.
Really?
Just because.
Harvick. All right. Harvick. All right. Interesting pick. With 6 regular season road course races.
Oh shit!
You know who I'm going with, Dylan?
They're all in the regular season. God damn it! I gotta look at the schedule
there's
more.
Only one road course race in the playoffs, and I'm going with Chase Elliott.
Fuck.
As my regular season winner, coming off the championship. I'm going Chase Elliott, and I'm confident about that pick. I am very confident about that pick.
Yeah, I'm a little too confident in your pick too. Just kind of
I had a moment of panic, like if he takes Chase Elliott,
damn it, problem for me.
All right, 500 picks.
So fuck.
And you can't even say now that I got the pick first because that was your argument last year.
Fuck. So I'm going Brad K because this
K.
is
Cup driver. Brad
this
K.
is the only thing he has left to accomplish in the sport. I don't think he's
Really?
gonna
Yeah.
race forever.
No.
He's what, probably 40? Getting up there. He's getting up there. He's not like, oh, is he gonna retire? But he's like getting towards the end. He's got a couple more competitive years.
Yeah.
And this is his last thing. I think he's actually won every other crown jewel. He has a championship. He has an Xfinity title. He at least won one truck race, from what I remember. This is literally all he has left to accomplish. That he hasn't already, basically. Unless you want to I guess he hasn't won Kansas, which also I think he won Kansas.
Yeah.
At one point. But
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
yeah, I think he's going to get it up for this one, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And yeah.
All right.
He's only got, a couple more runs in his career.
Yeah, Brad K, Cup driver. Go to the list here.
For my team, I think, there's always Hamlin. So that makes me think Gibbs. But Truex usually doesn't do shit at plate races. Bell, complete unknown. It's early
really,
in his
who
career.
really
I don't know
knows?
if he's a good plate racer or not.
Yeah, who knows?
Fucking Kyle Busch doesn't really excel at it.
Yep.
So that's basically if I think Hamlin's going to win it again. There's Penske. Logano's won it. Obviously, I just picked Brad K. Blaney, at least he's got his shit together real well at Talladega, which maybe could translate here. So fuck it, I'm going to go Penske. Stuart Haas. I get a root for Briscoe. There's always Harvick. He's a pass winner. He might try to avenge a shitty Clash performance,
Yeah.
And then who else do they have on the team? Amarola. Watch Eric Amarola win on the biggest stage.
God, shoot me.
Yeah. France might, shoot himself if that happens. Fuck it. Okay, so I'm going to go Ford for my manufacturer, and I'm going to go Penske for my team.
Penske team, all right. What is that? The parlay, right?
Oh, the parlay. Yep, straight parlay for Brad K. And then my Xfinity driver. I mean, do I think Michael Annett is going to win the most prestigious race of the Xfinity schedule?
He did 2 years ago.
I went and I was looking on the Wikipedia for that race page and the actual race, the first Xfinity race in the season, and at some point in it, it said it's considered the most prestigious. I'm like, it's a fucking Xfinity race to start the season.
Yeah, okay.
It's honestly, I'd feel prouder if I won Road America before they ever raced Road America in the Cup.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that would be the perfect race to choose one of those kind of shittier drivers. But I can't pick against Justin Haley because that fucking dude.
Yeah, I know that he
dude
got his shit figured out on plate racing.
Yeah,
damn.
So I'm going Justin
racing,
Haley.
Yeah. All right. No, that's a good pick. Good pick for Xfinity. Very good pick.
All right, who do you got, Matt?
Picking Ryan Blaney to win it.
Ooh.
He's gotten so close the last few years. Really good. I think really good plate driver. I think he could win it. Team, though, that's tough. For some reason, my gut's telling me Hendrick. So I'm going with the gut. I'm going Hendrick.
Really?
I'm going Hendrick. Manufacturer Ford. I'm going Ford. And Xfinity driver. Xfinity driver. I think Noah Gragson could go back to back.
Really?
I think Noah Gragson is going to win again. Just kind of shooting in the dark on that one. There's nothing really to go off of. So that's really what I'm going with.
Honestly, it's a week where you should just do that.
Yeah, that's just throw a dartport. That's what I'm going with.
Shit at the wall, see what sticks.
Yep. Well, we got a busy speed weeks ahead of us, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
We got qualifying tomorrow. We got the duels. We're not doing picks for the duels expedition race, but obviously we got the duels. Truck race Friday, ARCA and Xfinity race on Saturday, Daytona 500 on Sunday. I'm excited. NASCAR's back. We're back every week. There's a race. We are doing a pod. Rate, subscribe, tell a friend, hit us up on YouTube, share whatever you gotta do.
Follow us on Facebook.
And we will catch you guys next week. Thanks.
See you guys.